Bradley, hello, how are you doing? All right, let's go and take a look at your work. Okay, so I noticed that there's some things that are changed, but some things that haven't changed. So this will be the final critique for the piece. So a couple of recommendations I think are in order. So remember overshoot. Right now, this T, this crucifix looks really, really small. And the reason it does is because we have this thing called overshoot. Right now, this is not in alignment with the baseline of the rest of the letter forms. And it actually should hang down a little bit, just a touch, that overshoot, to make this appear as it's the same size. Right now, it looks like it's way smaller. And that's the reason why. All right. Um, I noticed that this type size is different than this type size, and goodwill is smaller than peace to all. And that looks like a mistake. So what I would recommend doing is typesetting this all in the same um, point size. But what I would do is say peace to all, and then I would say comma and goodwill, and italicize the and goodwill. And I think that'll take care of this kind of unusual, just midstream change in the types, the scale of the type. I think it does look like a mistake, so I would recommend adjusting that. Okay, I've noticed that there's no change has been made to the timeline based on my last set of recommendations. So what I'm getting at is this. Okay, so see how this is all left aligned right here? And see how that 1928 is right above. Okay, this one is not left aligned, and the 1910 is further above the type selection. This 1929 here is way, way above there. Doesn't even look like it's connected. Okay, and then so what we need to do is we need to just get these uniform. All right, so get that. Use this as your model, as your template, so to speak. Okay, and then adjust all of your type associated with timeline the same way. So in other words, this will be formatted the exact same way with the year right above and left aligned instead of way over here to the right where it looks like it doesn't really belong. Okay, right there, that is a quote that's in the beginning of a line. That should be hung. That's a hanging quote right there, which means that, and there's no end quote here. So that's really important that you get that in there too. Um, Okay, I see you changed your typeface, but however, you're still not using, try a lowercase, I'm sorry, try um, old style numerals for your numbers and try small caps for the areas where you're using all caps. It's really important. It's going to really tie this type together. I highly recommend that you access those through your open type menu in the typeface. If they're not available, just let me know. Let me know what typeface you're using, and then if they're not available, then tell me they're not available, and we can we'll just go ahead and keep these as is. But I'd really like to know. I really want you to understand how to use the open type menu, of what it looks like, how to apply open type to your numerals, and also small caps as well. You got don't forget a space, always a space after periods. There's no space right there. Right now, your rags are okay, but they need to be adjusted because right now you've got this. Each line gets consistently shorter, then it comes out, then it goes back in. So we really want the rags to be long, short, long, short. Not even that. Let me show you that infographic. I think I showed you this last week. But this is what good rags look like, and this is what bad rags look like. Okay, these are bad rags. See how they're big zigzags like this, and then here's a diagonal here, and then here's a swoopy pattern right here, and there's these wavy patterns and diagonals. We don't want that. We don't want any wavy pattern. We just want zigzag, long, short, long, short, long. So it's not even really hardly noticeable. So we want to adjust those rags as such. Let's go ahead and take a poor. Technically, the poor is a widow. I would recommend at least one more word on that last line. Type columns are too long. This is just too long. It's well over 100 characters. When you count characters, you count each letter, the spaces, and the punctuation. You should be anywhere between 49 and 70 characters. You're well over 100, probably 120 in some of these. So these lines are entirely too long. The solution, create two columns. And that's it. Okay. I think honestly, I think the picture's a little too big. I think it's too overpowering. I think I would recommend is reducing the size a little bit. It'll give you a little more room here to fit your uh, timeline elements in an expeditious and attractive manner. All right. So those are my recommendations moving forward. Almost there, man. Just a little bit of hard work to go, and we are done. So just notice something else too. Let me see something here. Okay. Right now you've got no space after that period. It looks like you've got two spaces after that period. Remember, only one space after periods in digital typesetting. That two spaces is left over from typewriter days, so we really, really don't want to use that. All right, any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.